Hey y'all, how's it going? Oh, I've recorded this message like twice, and for whatever reason, I don't know what happened. It just didn't record. This might be a little long message, and I really hope that you stick around to the end because the message is just so good. It's so good, and I think it's really gonna resonate with a few of you. And if it doesn't, it's okay. You know, you can just move on. But stick around. So today, I woke up and I was sitting at my desk and I heard a crow cawing. And whenever that stands out to me like it did today, I know the day ahead is going to be an emotional one. Not technically for myself, but the environment and people around me is going to be pretty emotional. And that's exactly how today was. And that's exactly how this whole week has been. Week and a half, I guess. There's been just a lot of sickness in my household. And so everybody's just kind of been in the lower, vibes, dumps, whatever you want to call it. And then the world itself is just going through a lot of really heavy things. And so anyway, I looked up what this crow represents, what gate it represents in my human design. And it's gene key 28. And that sits in your spleen center. And the spleen center in your human design talks about anxieties, fears, worries, stressors, a sense of the environment around you, being able to pick up on the here and the now, it's a primal instinctive energy. It's the oldest energy of human evolution. So sitting in that with that gate 28 talks about your purpose and what you're doing in this life. And it's a fear, and the fear aspect of that gate is a fear of death. Fear of not fulfilling your purpose in this life and not moving in that direction. And so when you move through that fear into the gate aspect or the gift aspect of it, it's about trusting the process, trusting that through all the fears that come up, that you are going to be where you're supposed to be, that the things that are magnetized to you are exactly what you're resonating in, whatever frequency you're sitting in, whatever. And that you're there to learn a lesson and through the experience, like whatever it may be. And I know sometimes things are really painful and we don't understand why we're going through it, but it's about trusting that fear, trusting the process, that you are exactly where you are supposed to be for a reason. And when you allow yourself to flow like that along with the flow of life, it's such a beautiful thing on the other side. I know it doesn't look like that in the beginning, but I trust me, it is. And then going forward, when a little bit later, I was in a store with my daughter and we were just chit-chatting, and all of a sudden I hear the song Ace of Base, I Saw the Sun. And that came on. And what's funny about that song is I almost missed it today, but a couple weeks ago I was having a conversation with a friend who this song had come on, and she was talking to me about it and saying, and I was like, so we looked up the year that it was written or came out, and it was like 1982. So I was asking her all these questions like, what were you going through at that time in your life? Like what was significant, whatever, just to try to help her kind of pinpoint like what may be showing up for her right now, because as we all know, things come back around in a circle. That's just how life is. And at the time, I knew what the message of the song meant, but it didn't really stand out to me at that moment because it wasn't for me until today when it did. And so when I went and listened and looked at the lyrics of it, and it talks about, I got a new life, you could hardly recognize me. And it just about that song, what's the chorus? Enough is enough. I saw the sign and it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. Something about bringing into the light, or no one's going to bring you into the light where you belong. And what stood out to me about that is that it's like the universe is saying, wake up. It is time. Now is the time. And when I sat and thought back in my life about when that song came out, what was going on in my life, it was in 1992. My stepmom and my dad were getting married that year. And this was a big pivotal point. When I looked up the astrological placements of the transits at the time, and the North Node was in Sagittarius. And the North Node, Sagittarius for me is my descendant. I'm a Gemini rising. So it's in my 7th house, and then Neptune is in Sagittarius in my 7th house too. So everything is centered around like partnerships, relationships. And at that time in my life, I was given an opportunity, a choice I could make on whether I wanted to move in with my dad and my stepmom or stay living with my mother, but my mom was moving out of state. And at that age, I didn't want to move away from my friends. I was given an opportunity to live with my dad, which I'd always wanted. And what I'm saying about my parents has no meaning as that I felt like they were bad parents or anything like that. Like, life is just life. It just experiences, and I knew that even at that age. Telling you, like, my higher self was, I was so in tune with it at that age, because I remember just knowing this was the direction I needed to go in, that I didn't need to go here, and it had nothing to do with my mom. It just, this was the life I was supposed to go. And I'm so glad that I chose to follow that intuition and that trust it, because there had been so much that had been going on in our family dynamic over the previous years that I felt just unseen. And being a middle child, like, you just kind of fall behind the cracks, because that's just how it goes. Like, there's a lot, and especially when there's just a lot of emotions going on in the family. So I was given an opportunity to do this, and that was such a significant change for me, a dramatic change in my life. And so anyway, my point of all of this is that regardless of whether you believe in astrology, spirituality, the Schumann resonance, all the different things that are changing in our lives right now, our souls, and how many lives we've lived. This is an opportunity in human evolution that we have never experienced before. And it's such a profound moment to be able to make a difference in your life if you follow it. If you follow the things that light you up, if you follow the things that bring you joy, if you allow yourself to detach from the emotional attachments that we have to whatever it may be. It could be religion, it can be family, it can be relationships, it can be a job, it can be anything. Things that you don't feel happy in, that do not bring you joy. And life is about bringing joy. That's what creativity is. That's what our sacral is about, is creative energy. We are here co-creating with the universe, with God, whatever you want to call this energy source, whatever your God is. We are co-creating with them, and we get to experience all these amazing things. But if we allow ourselves, if we keep ourselves stuck in fear that we owe it to this person to not move forward, or if we do move forward, we're going to feel guilty because we're leaving so-and-so behind, or whatever it is, I just ask that you trust yourself, trust your intuition, trust what is being presented to you, that even if it's scary and even if things don't go in the way that you want them to go or think that they should go, because again, this is something we've never experienced before. So what we are walking into is going to be scary a little. It's going to be a little fearful, but trust it. Trust the process. You're going to be okay. You're going to be taken care of. You just have to have faith, and you have to trust, and you have to surrender and go with the flow. And I'm rambling at this point, so I'm going to hop off here. But I hope that that message and the experience that I had today, that I just shared with you, that you can sit back and look at your life in the past and back around that time and see if anything significant has come back around for you, an opportunity, something you did at that time that maybe you didn't fulfill and didn't go through with, and you want to do that now. Now is the opportunity for you to do that, and just do it. I love you guys. Have a great day.